Good morning, students. Now, last time we had already started the Mendel's experiment. He performed so many experiments on the pea plants, and he has taken one tall and one short plant. And finally, we had already discussed that in first generation, when the pollination was done between one short and tall plant, all the four plants, means all the plants of first generation were tall. Then self-pollination then occur between these all the tall plants. Out of them, 75% were tall and 25% were short. So here, what does it decides? It decides that the tallness, that is dominant trait. We use the symbol for it, capital T. And the dominance of the short is less here, see. So we use it for small t, and that is called recessive trait, means उसकी असर कम दिखी short की और tall की असर ज़्यादा दिखी, which the effect which you see more, that is called dominant, and less, that is called recessive trait. So that is acquired traits. Now second experiment was performed by the Mendel. That was, he has taken one violet and one white color flower, like this. This is violet color, this is white color flower, and the cross pollination was done between these two. Now what do the progeny look like? Here the F1 progeny, when done in this experiment, that the sum of the plants, they were first experiment that seen the tall, and in second generation the dominance of tall was seen. Now here he has taken two type of flowers, one violet and one white, right? And in third experiment he has taken round and wrinkled seeds. So he observed that combination of the traits are formed in F2 offspring when factors controlling for seed shape, seed color recombine to form zygote, leading to form F2 spring. Thus tall or short trait, the round seed and wrinkled seed traits are independently inherited. Means here when the violet and white flowers they pollinated, then in first generation we got all the violet, means dominance of violet is seen here more. Now out of that, then three cross pollination of the first generation, in generation 2 we got 3 of violet and 1 is white. So here this dominance of violet is seen here, so violet is dominant while white is recessive. Now third experiment was done between the green and round plants, pea plants, and wrinkled and yellow colored plants. So here how does the mechanism of heredity works? We see the cellular DNA is the information source for making the proteins in the cell. The section of DNA that provides information for one protein is called the gene for that protein. How do these proteins control the characteristic that we are discussing here? Here the example of tallness as a characteristic, and in hormones that can trigger the growth. Plant height that can thus depend on amount of particular plant hormone. The amount of plant hormone made will depend on the efficiency of the process for making it. Consider now an enzyme that is important for this process. This enzyme works efficiently. A lot of hormone will be made and plant will be tall. If the gene for that enzyme has an alteration and that makes enzyme less efficient, then the amount of hormone will be less and the plant will be short. Thus genes control the characteristics and traits. So what controls the characteristics and the traits? That answer is gene. Now, if the interpretations of Mendelian experiment we have been discussing are correct, both the parents must be contributing equally to the DNA of progeny during sexual reproduction. And this tissue in the previous chapter we discussed. If both parents can help determine the trait in progeny, both parents must be contributing a copy of same gene. And this means that each pea plant must have two sets of genes, one inherited from each parent for this mechanism to work, and each germ cell must have only one gene set. Now, how do these germ cells make the single set of gene from normal to copies that all cells of the body have? If progeny, the plants inherited a single whole gene set from each parent, then experiment that will be explained cannot work. This is because two characteristics, capital R and small y, they can be linked to each other and cannot be independently inherited. Now this explains the gene set is present not a single long thread of DNA but as a separate independent pieces, that is called chromosome. Thus, each cell will have two copies of each chromosome, one each from male and female parents. Every germ cell will take one chromosome from each pair, and these may be either maternal or paternal. When two germ cells combine, they will restore the normal number of chromosomes in the progeny, ensuring the stability of DNA of species. Such a mechanism of inheritance explains the results of the Mendel's experiment, and this is used by all sexually reproducing organisms, but a sexually reproducing organism also follows similar rules of inheritance. Okay, now these three experiments, you can see their results.